Hello, everybody. It is May 17th, and we just had another exciting day in the market. The Dow Jones finished the day up 1.34%. The S&P was up 2.02%. The Nasdaq had a stellar day at 2.76, and the clear winner of the day was the Russell, finishing up 2.99% for the day. Those green candles sure are looking fantastic. Today I wanted to take the time to show you something a little bit different. Some of you have heard me say on the chat, sometimes time is more important than price, and I just wanted to cover what I am talking about when I say that. It is a very difficult concept to explain, so I'm going to touch on it, and by all means, if you have more questions, feel free to ask me on the chat. Get a hold of me on Discord, and I will answer all the questions as best as I can. But here we go. Excuse the messiness of the chart. I know that it looks very cluttered. I don't always have my charts looking like this, but this is what I call a cycle analysis. These circles on the bottom, these are the different cycles that I talk about. As you can see here, there's minor cycles and there's major cycles. And if you look at the price action, you could tell that the bottom of the cycle is typically the bottom of the price action. So right here we have the top of the cycle, which is the bottom of the minor cycle. Then the major cycle continues, and right here we have the bottom of the next cycle. Top of the cycle is the bottom here, which is the bottom of the minor cycle. These cycles tend to play out pretty good. You can always see breakdowns in the cycles. This is an uptrending cycle, so the bottom of the cycle will always have a higher low. That's an uptrending cycle. And then when the market starts downtrending, you'll see over here when we hit the bottom, we go lower. This is a breakdown in the market. This is when I started having big red flags, when I saw that the newer low was in the middle of the cycle. And then the bottom of the cycle was right here. We kept making lower lows. At this point, it was big red flags that we were going to have more downside. We came back up, went up to the 460 area, and when we came down, it wasn't at the end of the cycle when we made this low right here. And that's why I was saying we have more downside. We have more downside. We were not at the end of the cycle. So right here, I say we were close enough to the cycle so that this next cycle coming over here will be will be headed to the top of the cycle. That's why I was expecting a short-term rally, because we completed the cycle. The time was filled. We had enough time in the cycle for us to have a bounce in this area. If at the end of the next cycle the low is higher, the next low is higher than this low, then we will start an uptrend. If we go to the end of the next cycle and the price goes lower than 385, then we will continue the downtrend. It's very simple. It's not confusing. It's as self-explanatory as it gets, but it does clutter your chart, so it's very difficult to see. I do want to take the time to tell you guys that in the SPY, the next areas that you should be looking for are 416. That's where we're going to get our next resistance, and then 420. And I don't see us getting below 385 again. So I would say the 399.63 is a lower risk range for your area right here. With the cycle analysis, I did want to show you one thing that is concerning to me. When I put in Amazon, you see the cycle low over here. We have a cycle low right here. We have another cycle low. Now this is you've heard me refer to this as a Wyckoff distribution, because every time there's a cycle low, the price action continues to go sideways. It's not actually going up or down, but you can see the clear areas where the cycle begins and ends. There's your cycle low right here. This is where we began to break down. We try to retest, and the low is right there. And then we made a new low in the middle of the cycle. This is Amazon making a new low at the middle of the cycle. When we make a new low in the middle of the cycle, I don't expect that to be the low of the pattern. I do expect it to make another low before it finishes that cycle. That's how those cycles typically play out. You can see here the middle of the cycle, it bounces up and then it makes another low. That's the way these cycles play out. It will always continue the cycle. It will always continue to make new lows at the end of the cycle. Unless it's an uptrend, then it'll make higher lows if it's the end of the cycle. Here we have the IWM. I do have these set up on when I look at my daily charts, my cycles are on there so I can have a better idea of what's happening. But here you have the Russell 2000. You have the cycle low, the cycle low, the cycle low. Here is the false breakout. That's how I knew it was a Wyckoff distribution. On this cycle, we had a false break up, and then a cycle low, a cycle low, and a cycle low. The ideal situation, of course, is that this cycle right here, the next low, becomes a higher low, and then we begin the accumulation stage of the Wyckoff. But right now we don't know. I'm not trying to speak of market action today. I wanted to show you guys these cycles. They're very easy to do. I'll just show you really quick. Remove drawings. Remove drawings. So we go up here to drawings, select your drawing, and on TD it's down here. That's your cycles. And then all you do there is you find your low. You find your low right there. That's your low. And then you move your cycle over to the next low. So that would be a major cycle. Just like that. It's that easy. You can move them around. You might have to set one or two, set them on different time frames, set them in different patterns, and then you'll start seeing these cycle patterns. You'll start seeing patterns in time, not just in price. You have to look at different things in this market or in the market in general. You have to look at time and you have to look at price, because time is just as important as price. Don't forget that. Time is just as important as price. Again, happy hunting out there. This has been an interesting market. It's been very enjoyable for me. Day trading has been on fire lately on the chat. So come join us on the Discord. Please give us a thumbs up, like the channel, share with your friends, and we will see you around.